Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is beginning of the month for February Tarot Oracle reading. And Taurus, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not in Taurus, we still all have a little bit of Taurus in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Taurus in, that's where this energy will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. So be aware that because it is a general reading, parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it right now, that's the perfect time for you. If it's been some time since I posted this, what was going on back then in your life, that might give you a better idea or more clarity in your situation now. So we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. We have some form of communication coming in. So this is from the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords represents the element of the sword, of course, but it's about thoughts, your mental intelligence, your mind, like that part of your energy. And this is talking about some sort of communication coming in. The knights, they would work for the king and queen, and they would travel for miles, all over, delivering messages and then waiting and bringing them back. These days we have all sorts of forms of communication instantly. So this could represent having an energy coming in that from some communication coming in. It could be a letter in the mail, it could be a phone call, a text message, it could be an email, a social media post, like something on the news that you see. Just, there's so many ways that this could come in. And sometimes, and especially with this energy here with the sword, it is sometimes just a thought that you have that comes from yourself, and you're like, oh, eureka, I understand now. And so you'll notice that this energy, this rider, the knight, he looks stressed out and he's in a hurry. So either he's running from something or he's running towards something. And that's what we'll figure out. He's going against the wind and his horse is really stressed out. Now, this is really significant in the astrological readings right now because as soon as the horse comes in, I explain the horse energy. Because on February, this is for the beginning of February, this reading. And on February 17th, we will be moving from the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse in the Chinese horoscope. So New Year's Day again, if you already messed up your New Year's resolution, this is your second chance. So this on the 17th, on that day, we will also have a new moon and we will have an eclipse. So it's going to be a very powerful day, like it's going to have a lot of energy. But we're going to focus, because this horse came in, we're going to focus on the energy of the horse energy right now. And so the horse energy coming in is very inspiring, and it's very free-spirited, and it's about like setting really high goals and wanting to achieve a lot, and really like doing it, like getting on the path kind of energy. In love, it has a lot to do with like really passionate and all heart. Like if you've ever been around horses, they're all heart. And then the danger of this energy, in particular for the fire signs, because they're already fiery enough, is that this can be a very impulsive energy. And like when you see this horse here, like sometimes if you've ever ridden a horse, or you would understand this better, but I'm just going to explain, like the bit in the horse's mouth, it works because the reins pull on it, and the sides of the horse's mouth are very sensitive. And so that's how horses are trained. But if a horse gets scared and spooked, sometimes it'll grab the bit in between its teeth, clomp down on it, and you're not gonna control that horse then. And so this energy is talking about this horse might have gotten away here, and it's just running, like that kind of energy. The important thing that it's saying is don't act on impulses. And don't burn yourself out by going too fast and really forcing energy. And the energy here is like, this is either driven As I said, it's like he's running towards or from something, and we can't see the point of his sword. So this can represent impulsive energy, coming in. So just be careful with that energy right now, because it's affecting a lot of people. And then we have judgment. Some sort of judgment has come in. So judgment can come from the spiritual realm, and then it comes down to earth, from the 5D into the 3D. And we have ancestors also celebrating this judgment, and the descendants are across from them on the other horizon. So this represents people that across the veil are also celebrating this judgment. So that could just be because they're happy for their descendants. Come here. Speaking of little creatures, my cat Stella just woke up and she realized, oh, Colette's doing a reading without me. I can't believe it. I know. You were sound asleep and I wanted to leave you alone. All right. Her job is to purr, to lay on my lap and purr. So that's a good girl. Yeah, you can sit on my lap. Sorry, she just woke up and she could hear I was doing a reading, or could feel the energy, and just came flying in here. She makes me laugh. You take your job so seriously. So this is the energy then of the judgment coming down. And sometimes this can represent skeletons coming out of the box, or it can represent like Pandora's box being opened. So we'll see what all this is about. It seems like someone's really in a hurry either to deliver this message or run away from it, one or the other. This is, if they're running towards judgment here. Either way. All right, so we're going to, this card here is representing the internal forces. I'm working on the internal forces in the bottom of this spread. And so internal forces are the what ifs, like, what if I say this? What if that happens? What if I don't say that? What if this happens? It's the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life. And when you're, laying in bed and you're thinking, what if I do this and then this happens? Oh my goodness, like what if I do that, And you're really stressed out over it like this. I need to do something, but I don't know what to do kind of energy. So this is your internal forces, and that's how you can tell, because it's coming from inside you. So it is something that you can control. You can't control the external forces. Those are, what other people say, do, their actions. You don't have control over what's happening around the world quite a bit, but you can control your reaction or your response to it. And we have some burdens. So this is an interesting card. It's been showing up in the readings a bit too, and I feel like it's because moving from the energy on the from 2025 to 2026. 2025, 2 plus 2 plus 5 was a 9-year. So we were ending a cycle of like a decade of energy and moving into the new year, 2026, which is 10, and 1 plus 0 equals 1. So it's a beginning, like it's a new decade of energy moving forward. And the thing about this is that they, like you could really notice on a lot of people are saying they notice that there was a real big change from one year to the other already. Like you can see all the crazy wild things that are happening on the earth right now. Like it's, really, really interesting. A lot of truths coming out, and just wild things that you never thought would change, and they are. Like it's just like overnight things are changing in some ways. And with the AI, it's amplifying that energy, because it's more challenging, like to know, is this real, or is this like, because AI is getting better. But if you think back, I mean, we've had a lot of that energy already, but it's just that it's escalated, and it's so much better than it was. It's harder to tell the difference. And so this card is talking about the actions that we take, and so the seeds that we plant, and then they grow. And this is the harvest coming in. But this person is like, it's a heavy harvest. And so some of this could be actions that he took, or it could be actions that others took and they're burdensome. Or some of them could be like, he planted these seeds and they grew, and it's heavy with fruit. But now, how sometimes you'll say, oh, I'm going to, when I grow up, I want to be this. And then you're doing that, you go to school or whatever for a while, and you realize, I don't want to do this. That kind of energy. So sometimes the things that we really thought we wanted can become burdensome because we find out we don't want them. And it can be a little bit confusing. So he can't see because he's got such a heavy load here. So he needs to find a better way to bring the harvest home and then sort through it and let go of what's not. Or if he knows he's carrying burdens here that don't belong to him, just put them down, let it go kind of energy. That's what's, and it's like this energy is like there's 10 wands. That's the most that you can get in tarot. So this is talking, it's heavy. It's really heavy. And his house is just here. Like he's almost there. But what it's saying is like in this energy moving into the new year in 2026, it's time to put some burdens down that you no longer want to carry, basically. And maybe some sort of judgment's coming in, and that's going to allow you to do so. Okay, so this energy has been coming up a lot also, like in the last month, because this is representing like either a never-ending nightmare, or it's representing absolute complete boredom, like just the same old shift every day, day after day, and just feeling like, oh, like I thought I wanted this, but I really don't. I thought I wanted to move here, but now I can't sell my house, that kind of energy. Just really like feeling like a never-ending nightmare that won't end. And so this energy can also be talking about just total boredom. And what's interesting, I had a situation where I was like, I woke up from a nightmare last night, and it was so real. And I remember, I remember I was really tired, and it was just, but I was really scared. I woke up really scared in the middle of this dream, and I just asked, hey, Jesus, could you handle this for me? It's too much, and I'm too tired. And then I rolled over and I went to sleep, and I woke up 3 hours later, and I was like calm, and I just remembered it, after I made my coffee, etc. But like that's the kind of energy this is. And so sometimes source energy, God is trying to talk to you through the Holy Spirit. And sometimes that will show up in your dreams. And generally that'll happen around 2 to 4 in the morning kind of energy. So this could be like this information coming in could have been like an inspirational thought that you got in the middle of the night, or you saw something in your dreams. So pay attention to your dreams right now. We also have the energy right now of, it's really interesting because it made me look up, when is Groundhog's Day? And it's February 2nd. So on the 1st of February, we have the full moon, and the full moon is in Leo. And so Leo energy is like, Leos are natural born leaders. And so the full moon is saying, I really want to be able to express myself, and I want to have, like, put myself first here before the group right now. I need to go inward or whatever, or put some of these burdens down that I'm carrying for other people. I need to look after myself right now. And across from in the horoscope, right directly opposing this energy, we have Aquarius, and that's where the sun is right now. So the sun is shining light, and the sun represents God. And the sun is shining light on this energy, like at night, right? So it's like, hey, the needs, Aquarius energy is saying you need to look after the needs of the entire world. You need to look after all of that energy. And so this is sort of like an opposing energy back and forth. And the fact is that if you're in this energy, you are clearly carrying too much. And maybe a lot of it isn't your own. And you need to put it down and look after yourself. Because if you're in this energy and there's judgment coming in and you're waking up and you're stressed out, it means that you're carrying other people's burdens that don't belong to you. You need to put them down so that you can look after yourself. If you're ever on a plane, they'll tell you, if the oxygen masks come down, you put the mask on yourself first. That's because, like, if you have little children, quite often, like, a mother for sure is going to say, I've got to put the oxygen on the baby. But if she faints, then who's going to look after the baby? And the baby's not going to be able to help her. So that's why they say, sometimes you have to look after yourself first to be able to empower others. So there's a lot of that energy coming in at the beginning of the month. Plus we have this horse energy coming in, like wanting new, and wanting to go kind of energy like that. And we are in the year of the snake right now. So this full moon on February 1st is the perfect opportunity. What do snakes do? They shed their skin. And so on the 17th of February, we will be out of the energy of the snake. and we'll be moving into this new energy of the fiery horse. So February 1st is the perfect opportunity, and that moon that we're feeling that full moon now, because this will be posted on the 28th, and the full moon is on February 1st. So this energy is really having us it's starting to affect us already. And so look after yourself if you're feeling that kind of energy. And if you're totally bored, don't go do something impulsive that you really regret later. We have, okay, and this is about talking about planting seeds. So the pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness, abundance on planet Earth. It represents lifestyle. A big part of that, of course, is money. So we have the coins here, but you can have all the money in the world and still not be happy. You not have the lifestyle that you want to be living. And that's what I feel is happening here. So this is talking about, you did plant at least 6 wands here, of these that are here. And those are, and now it's time to bring that harvest home. So you want to bring it in, and then once you figure out, okay, how much do I have here, you will know, okay, I can give this much to this project, I can give this much to this person. And then you see here, this person is holding the scales of justice here. And the scales of justice represent, this person has something in their pocket already. So they don't need your money. They need to get back to work. That's the kind of energy. And so I feel like that's the energy you've been in. And also, Taurus is the 2nd sign in the zodiac. And so the energy, like when I deal with the horoscope energy, I'm dealing with like the state of being of the entire sign. And Taurus energy is like a lovable toddler. Think about toddlers. They're so lovable, and they're always asking why, and they are, they love to be cuddled and all of that energy. And the Taurus energy is saying, hey, I want to take, like a toddler, think about how much they love to share, right? And how they'll throw a temper tantrum, and then it's like, whoa. And that's that stubborn bull energy coming out. And what does a bull do when you torment it? Like by taking something away from it, it's going to like start pawing the earth and get ready to attack. So the bull energy can be very stubborn, and it can also be very aggressive if Taurus doesn't get what they want. And Taurus is ruled by Venus. And the energy is really interesting because Venus is actually on February 3rd. Venus is moving into Taurus on that. So we have on the 1st, we have the full moon, then we have Groundhog Day, and then we have on the 3rd, when Venus, which is, if you've ever heard of the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, that is talking about love, that Venus herself is going to be in Taurus energy, moving into Taurus energy. And this energy is, really saying also like, I want my personal needs met. And so that energy is going to be very intense for Taurus. You're going to be feeling this. And maybe, and this give and take in life is something that maybe you need to work on a bit more. Maybe you're giving way too much of your energy away to other people. The Pentacles represent your investments, and the biggest investment you have is your time and your energy. And money is just one form of that. So you have to be careful that you don't give so much of yourself to other people who don't appreciate it, who could do it on their own, so that you have time for yourself as well. And then we have rebel with a cause. So that's the horse energy coming in now. So here we have it. Like, here's another horse. Notice the difference between this. This horse is rearing up, but the Knight of Wands has learned, he's got this big red plume on the back of his head, and he's learned to control he's probably learned the hard way, that he better control his impulses, and his temper. And he's reining this horse in. So the horse represents our emotions, and the horse is fighting him a little. The horse wants to run, right? And so that's the energy we're talking about. If you're feeling really passionate about something, recognize that this horse energy is coming in as well. And this is also talking about, like, you have the pyramids here, and it's talking about wanting to, this is Sagittarius energy as well as the horse energy, and they're very similar. Like, they're fiery, adventure, that kind of energy can be very impulsive. And impulsive actions right now are really not beneficial for people. So, and especially because there's so much energy behind it, wanting new, new, new. And then on top of it, Taurus is really going to feel like this energy of Venus moving into your own sign. Like that's something you're going to notice. And so there's some sort of communication coming in now about something you're passionate about. And it could be travel or something like that, because that's what the Sagittarius energy is about. It's about some sort of knowledge coming in. And so this is a communication coming in towards this, and maybe it's about this energy here. There's been some information coming in about some judgment being taken, and this judgment could be burdensome from you, or it could be saying it's going to lift the burden and this energy from you. You'll have to, see whichever way that works. Depends on, were you giving too much or were you taking too much, Taurus? That's the energy of having that. And then again, control your temper when you hear this energy. Don't go, get all passionate and go and do something and really run with it and then really regret it later. Because I feel like the full information that's coming in here we can't see the point of his sword here. So we want to make sure that, and if you do that, look at this again, this horse is being reined in, and this is the 6 of Wands. So again, this is talking about actions, right? And you took, I was saying, I feel like you took 6 actions, and 6 of them you kept, and they were like harvest for you. They were benefits. And look, you won. This is a card of victory. And so because you reined this card is saying, because you reined your emotions in, you were victorious. And people are now looking at you like the people that were maybe fighting you here or that were upset because you put their burdens down, and they liked it better when you did the work for them, when you figured it out for them. That's the kind of energy. So this is like, no, you put it down, and now they're seeing you like as someone who's worthy of following. You're a leader. You've convinced them that, hey, I have the ability I know what I'm doing here. And so congratulations on that. If this is past, present, future, this is energy either has already happened, it's like in the now, right now, or it's coming up in the very near future here. I feel like by the 17th of February, when the horse energy comes in, or around that period, not exactly on that day, but we're moving into it. And then and it's saying it right there, then you're the Fool after this. So yeah, as long as you really keep your shift together, don't let your temper get the best of you. Don't let people manipulate you, is what's coming up. Like a toddler, when they want something, it can be really easy to give in to them because they're so cute. But you sometimes have to teach children discipline. And it's kind of like that energy, if you go to the grocery store, and they always put the chocolate bars and everything right at the cash register, always. And the toddler's having a major meltdown, throwing a fit on the ground, and it's really embarrassing. But if you give them that chocolate bar at that point, you've just taught them that if they behave like that's how they're going to get what they want, and they will run with it. You may have noticed. And so this is talking about the Fool starting on a totally new journey now. This is the 0 point. This energy is over. Judgment has been called, and that could be on the spiritual realm. We'll have to look into this a bit more. Is there something that happened on the physical? We don't really have enough information yet, so we'll look into it some more. This is the energy from the external forces. So this card is saying the external forces this is actually talking about money, like the 3 levels of making money to have the lifestyle you want. So this is saying you have a strong foundation. You're standing on 2 coins here. Having said that, this is about playing it safe, not wanting to take a lot of risk with your money. This is going after your heart's desires, and this is your crowning glory. So this energy, you notice how short this person is, and it's saying don't sell yourself short if you have in the past, and be giving too much of yourself away, not understanding the value of, you know, all your of your harvest there, and thinking, oh, everybody understands this. No, not necessarily. You might have a certain ability or a skill set that other people don't have. So this sometimes is, he's got his back to the city. So it may mean that if you want to go after your heart's desires instead of playing it safe, you may need to make a move. Now, this quite often represents moving from where you grew up kind of energy. You know, like moving to a new province, a new state, even to a new country, like Sagittarius does. Sagittarius says, oh, jet lag is for amateurs. So Sagittarius is like, yeah, let's go do this. But Taurus is very much like, no, I like my comforts of home. And I like to know how things are going to be. You know, think about toddlers when you bring them into a new environment and try and get them to sleep, that kind of energy. So just be aware of that, that you may need to, like, maybe there's some offer coming in here that you're passionate about, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to take it, even though I have to leave my hometown, or I have to leave the city I grew up in, or whatever. I'm ready. I want that. I want to do that. Maybe it's even going abroad, you know. We don't have the whole energy yet, but let's see. Yes, and then there's a whole new world because of the external, because of that choice. So you could play it safe and stay here and then be in this energy some more. Or you can say, I'm going after my heart's desires. And look at this. This is really interesting because this is the very first card in the major arcana. The Fool is at the 0 point and starts their journey. And this is the very last one. It's like you do the journey really quick. It's really interesting. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so now the page comes in. So the pages would work for the royalty when they were younger, like 7 to 14 years of age. And they would, you know, do small tasks and run errands around the palace walls. And then if they were really good at that and they were, you know, doing really well, and they could afford a horse by the time they were 21, then they might be considered for knighthood. And then they would be, you know, given way more responsibility and be like the knights here, and, you know, protecting the palace and going on adventures, that kind of energy. So, but this Page of Pentacles is really studying this pentacle. And he's like, generally this would come from, like someone that worked for the royalty would come from like a distant cousin kind of energy, or someone that was highly placed in society, their child, kind of, and it's training, it's apprenticeship basically for, you know, down the road being of use to the court. And so he's studying this pentacle. So generally this energy from the Page of Pentacles is quite mature, like they understand money, they're around money, they understand how it works, they understand the responsibility, and he's very focused on it. So he wants to learn how do you gather this abundance. He's looking at the lifestyle in the palace and how it compares to his lifestyle at home. You know, think about that kind of energy. And remember, all of the characters in the tarot deck are actually archetypes. They're like showing, you know, a person. They're not gender specific. So, but they are showing masculine and feminine energy. So this, you know, in the old days, of course, all of the pages and the knights were male, but they could now be female. And this could be a female in her masculine energy, that kind of energy. So, and we have the Emperor coming in. I feel some sort of justice. The Emperor represents someone that's very highly regarded. They're all about performance, and they quite often represent someone who's an authority figure. And it's also they're all four kings with the qualities of all four kings rolled into one. So they're wise. They have a lot of control over their emotions. They know how to use their intuition as well as their logic. They are really good with bringing pentacles down to earth, like their thoughts, and very considered to be really good at business, and also you know, someone like that could be very high up in the courts. Like this is the Emperor is all about performance, so it could be someone who actually runs a country, runs a corporation, like the CEO kind of energy. This could be like a minister, someone in the Senate, someone highly regarded, and so this sometimes represents going to someone for some strong advice, or it could be someone that has had the life experience that now they are at the Emperor's status. And so quite often this could be a superior court judge or someone like a prosecutor, that kind of energy. If they're a lawyer, they are, you know, a partner. Like they're not a starting out lawyer. And then look at this, we have the Sun coming in. I do feel that if there's judgment coming in, and it's coming in from the spiritual as well, I feel that this judgment is going to change your world. And that's when you're going to be, that's what this is saying. You're on a whole new journey now. I don't necessarily think that you end the journey on the day that you started. You never know, but like, I mean, that's never come up like this. I've never seen these two cards together like this or noticed it in this way. So this is usually a solid information, solid offer. So there could be some judgment about some money coming in. And quite often, even though it's just the Page of Pentacles who is delivering the message, the communication could very much be about a lot of money, because we're talking about someone who works for the king and the queen, you know, that kind of energy. And then we have the Sun coming in. This is the very happiest card in the deck. This is God himself, the judgment, saying, again, look at, here's the horse energy again. And it's interesting because this horse looks a lot the same as this horse. You notice that? So this could be representative of someone that grew up in the palace and now they're coming in with this information, that kind of energy. Interesting. And it could be about some pentacles. And so the Sun is, you know, God. It's saying that on the spiritual realm, this judgment has already been made, and you were destined. If something was taken from you that prevented you from going on this journey, it ended it before you could even begin it. That energy has changed, and you're now, the external forces are definitely supporting you to get back on your destined path. And, you know, we all of a sudden we have this horse energy coming in, and it looks like this horse. So it could be, you know, it's on its way. I feel like this is not something, maybe you've been waiting a long time and like, when is this going to end? But it'll just seem like it happens overnight, but it's actually been in the works, and it's all about God's timing. We don't know what God's timing is and why God does what he does, because we're not God. But we have to have faith in God's plan to be able to get out of this energy, basically. And this is something, it's coming up. Okay, so this is going to be something that you've always wished for since you were a young child. And so this is the Nine of Cups. So this is representing a lot of love. And this is like a whole lot of love. What's that song? Oh God, don't get me started on songs again. I'll be having to post something saying, oh, the song was, but that song, it's bugging me. It's been in my head. You know that song, A Whole Lot of Love? What? Who sings that song? Like it's from the 70s, but it's a very famous song. And now maybe one of you will comment in the box. And I don't know. Comment below if you know what song I'm talking about. It's an awesome song. I just love it, but I just can't remember it when I'm in this zone. And so, but it has some sort of information. Like I can just feel it, like, and that song's been stuck in my head the last 2 days. I'm gonna look it up and I'll probably post it and tell you what it was, because it's gonna bug me. But so this is nine cups, and this person, it feels like this is a public image. So you could be someone that's in the public, like whatever this is energy is, it's very it's going to be public. It's like you know, like you're known and on some level, and this is like being on the stage. And these, again, past, present, future, we're not sure, but this is saying like you love your home, you love your partner, you love your children, you love where you live now, you know, you love your pets, you love your career, you know, you love all the hobbies you've taken up, you love the fact that you have time for yourself, you love that you don't have a bunch of burdens that don't belong to you. that kind of energy. And so this is something that you've always wished for, and it's coming in. This is your destiny, basically, coming through. And I feel like the Emperor might be a judge. Like maybe there was some money that went missing somewhere or something, because the ancestors, it could have been like their money that went missing. Like, we don't really know. So we don't have a whole lot of information here regarding what it is, but we'll clarify with my oracle. And so we have this energy is saying, what this is saying, stay very focused right now, because you don't want to be in this energy so that this can come in for you. Don't go running off and, run your mouth off and, get yourself in a fight with someone or whatever. Don't do impulsive behaviors right now, especially if you're feeling like you hear this information and your temper is like, whoa, like, don't entertain like impulsive behavior right now. And this is interesting because this card is coming in and it's another page. And quite often I'll read this card as, oh, well, this is, this page, it's a cup of love coming in. But when it's a page of pentacle or a page of cups, that's not like, it's more like it's an immature offer, if you know what I mean. Because this is someone young, under the age of 21. And really, is it a good idea to get in a relationship that's serious when you're under the age of 21? Probably not. You probably don't have the life experience yet to be a father and to be a mother. And remember, this could be male or female. But sometimes this is saying someone is very interested in you and they want to ask you out on a date. It's rarely like, oh, they're going to ask you to marry them energy. It's more like, would you like to go? I'd like to get to know you better, because he's very focused on the fish in this cup. But the thing I don't like, and so he's saying, hey, I know that there's plenty of fish in the sea, but I'm really focused on this one. But at the same time, he's got a fish in his cup. And what does like a fish out of water, how long are you going to leave that fish out of water here? Because it's going to start to smell. So this can say there's something fishy or stinky in your love life. And so you might find out, that might be the burden here. And maybe, so this energy is, at least you're going to get the truth, and then you'll be able to move forward. That's the kind of energy. So this is a real cool reading. It's really interesting. In any case, it's really, you're definitely getting ready to go on a new journey. And I do feel like, even if it's not, you're not like, oh, I'm packed and I'm ready to go on the 17th, it could be the beginning of that energy, Don't force it, don't rush it. What works, just play, there's no hurry. This is your destiny. It's going to come in. You do need to take, focused action. Like, you don't want to be distracted and blow it at the last minute here kind of energy, because you have it's saying you have a really strong foundation to have a good life here, due to your past behaviors here. The 6, 4 of them were didn't even belong to you. Those were burdens, I feel. Or something that you started and then you realize, oh, it's taking up all my time and energy and I don't even enjoy it anymore. So put it down. That's the energy. Okay, so we're going to, if you're enjoying this reading, please give it a like and comment. And in the box below, comment if you know. This is the card that wants to come out. But if you know what that song is that I'm talking about, so that I got to get it out of my head. It's irritating me already. So I'm using my oracle, which is Tales from the Vector. And I started this back in 2007, and I completed 64 paintings in 2020. I'm an artist, so I had a lot of fun with it, but they were really big dragon paintings. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And so there's all these dragons from the future coming in from all parts of the, like, it's about time and space, so it's a lot. But I completed the final 64th painting in 2020, and I've had the cards out and about at psychic fairs and seminars over the years. But now I have them all done. All the paintings are ready. I can get it printed out. I'm working on the book that goes with it, the information. And what better way than to do it here with you? And so that's what I'm gathering information for my oracle. And that's why I really appreciate comments. like when they come in, because it's helping me to get it done sooner. And the energy that in the description box below, I will put, there's numbers on these cards, and they represent the paintings in my gallery on my website, and that's talesfromthevector.com, TAILS. So you can check it out, and I will put them in the order they appear here. The card that wanted to come out on this energy is Taurus. You're showing up for yourself, and ruled by Venus. And this is about, there's something that you are supposed to receive here. That's what this is saying. Huh. So someone took, or you gave too much away, and now this maybe is information saying, hey, you're going to get this back. There's been some judgment made. Interesting. When you show up in your own reading, that's always a good sign. Then there's Libra energy. Okay, see that judgment, that energy coming in right there about marriage and everything, and about maybe you just weren't mature. You know, this isn't a mature offer. And so, but when people get to the energy of Libra, the state of being for that is being a mature adult. Like you've already graduated, you have your paper, you have your, you have your degree or whatever, and you're ready for real life. Like when you get married, have children, and make, strong commitments. And this Venus energy is really like this. Look at this. Both of these signs are ruled by Venus. So this energy on February, or that's Uranus that's moving in on February 3rd. What's moving into Taurus here? I just wrote it down over here. I just want to look and see. Oh, it's moving out of, Uranus. It's Uranus that's moving. It's not Venus that's moving into it. Sorry. It's Uranus that's moving into it. That makes sense. But Uranus is moving into Taurus. And this energy has been in, I think it's been in Venus. That's why I got it mixed up. But anyway, it's affecting the Taurus energy, and both and on some level the Venus energy here. So this is about being able to anticipate your journey moving forward now, instead of being limited by expectations. So expectations will always create limitations. I've got to look into that a little bit more, and I will put that in the box too. Exactly, Uranus is a very deep, it's a slow-moving planet also, and it's affects like major areas in life. But I feel like this Venus energy, is ruling Taurus, and it's ruling Libra. I feel like this is saying, this is when you were younger, you were in a relationship that was immature, and now you're ready for a real one. Like, so this is the energy that you're moving into, and it took a lot out of you. I just feel like you took, you gave more than you took in that relationship. We have destruction here. So this is the progress in motion. So this is talking about, it sort of stopped, this energy has been holding you back from moving into this energy. Like it's almost like you're stuck back here when you made decisions when you were a toddler almost, that kind of energy, rather than being a mature adult now. And of course, like if the same people, the same place, it makes so much sense, doesn't it? So this is talking about, sometimes it's almost like what we wanted back then is destroying our progress now. And so this is the energy that's coming up for you. This is good though, because like it's moving. And then we have the lack of awareness here. So the lack of awareness is talking about, willful ignorance, and Taurus energy can be very stubborn. I'm getting that you probably felt this a lot, but you just didn't really want to admit it to yourself, kind of energy. Because you wanted to be right about it. Like you didn't want this energy to be like, oh, I'm going to have to make changes in my life. You weren't ready, bottom line. And because this is talking also like when you wish for something, it means that you don't have it. If you wish for something, you don't have it, or you wouldn't be wishing. Wishing means you don't have it. So this energy is saying that keep a really good, strong attitude to get what you want. You're so close. You're highly favored to get this, but you need to, again, not get all fired up and run your mouth off or something, get in a fight with someone, you know, knock them on the head, and like, you know, all sorts of things like I'm seeing. Don't get into that stubborn energy, basically. Be like a bull in a china shop kind of energy. Then we've got the Sagittarius energy. So Sagittarius, again, it's sitting right on this fiery horse energy, and it's saying, this is very impulsive, like really, it can, if you get fired up, it can really take you far, right? In the wrong direction though, if you're impulsive. And if you're using this energy with a lot of strength and wiseness, and you're mature about it, it's going to take you where, you know, on all sorts of adventures you want to go on. The otherworldly desires are coming in. So this is talking about worldly and otherworldly desires. So this is saying that a lot of people think, oh, I'm a human being with a soul, but you're a soul traveling in a human body, and your soul has requirements as well. So you need to look after your soul's requirements as well as your physical requirements. And so this is like going after your authentic desires, like not just accumulating for the sake of accumulating, you know, on the physical realm. It's saying you need to look after both your physical needs and your spiritual needs. And then we have here like the star energy coming in. So this little white dog represents innocence, like being on a brand new journey. But innocence isn't naivety. Innocence is just choosing to have like a childlike wonder. And I feel like that's quite often the reason why a lot of people kind of get stuck, is you don't want to give up that. And why, I mean, it's a choice whether or not you want to remain innocent. And a lot of people will take advantage of that because they feel like, oh, kindness, your kindness is naivety. And well, let's take advantage of it, you know? And it's really not. It's an energy of just choosing to be more childlike. And when I say childlike, I mean like in your creativity, etc., because it allows your all these amazing ideas to come in. You know, children don't they don't have you know, their imagination is huge, and if you can bring that imagination in and, you know, use it for performance. And one thing I'm noticing also here is we have the world is in your position of marriage, partnerships, and that kind of energy, commitments, like and in marriage and commitment. And look at, it's a whole different world from what you had here. So don't be surprised if you meet someone that like they're not my type. That's the point God is saying. The type you like caused you to not be happy. So you need to maybe look at that. That's the energy. And then we have the Hierophant coming in. So the Hierophant is saying, whatever you're going through right here, it was to teach you something. This is about traditional structure. And again, talking about this judgment is coming down to earth. And I feel like it may not be a huge amount of money because there's only 6 pentacles here. 6 pentacles is nothing to sneeze at, by the way. But this is talking about perhaps this is going to allow you to make these moves, and that's going to allow you to move forward. And there's some sort of judgment coming in about some money that might be part of your burden here. And then we have, and the external forces, sometimes they're like when you're sitting there and you're going along and you're doing everything correctly, but you're like, hey, why do I only have this much money? I've been putting all this energy into this, and there's something wrong. And that's when, this lack of awareness, like willful ignorance, like just, missing out on opportunities. That's the kind of energy we're talking about. And it's an immaturity. And so I feel like you've really matured, and you understand now how important it is, the give and take in life. And how much, your time is money. Your time is you only have a certain amount of time. So you want to make sure that you use it wisely. That's the energy coming in. And the Hierophant has his right hand in the form of a blessing. And so the Hierophant is saying that this energy was just a blessing in disguise in many ways. If you lost the money and now you get it returned, you couldn't lose it when you were being immature here. It's like God has it figured out. And so this is talking about clearing the karmic space. These ancestors are yahoo! Like they're really like pleased because there's some sort of good intentions that you had here, and people, I just feel we're taking advantage of that. And they were watching and they're like, oh my goodness, like, you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So you know, you may have noticed that sometimes you can have really good intentions, but it doesn't work out the way you intended. That's not just you, that's a lot of people. And there's some anger around this. So this is, you know, anger can be passed down. So it could be that maybe someone in your parents or your grandparents or great grandparents, someone took some money from them and now it's being returned, like, and that's why there's like, and the universe returns it in different ways, but basically karma is cause and effect for your actions, and other people have to, and when you put those burdens down, it's making them responsible for their actions, which then allows this justice to come in. And that's why the ancestors are like, yeah, that's my descendant. No more handing anger down from generation to generation. So this is disruption. So what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. And that's so true, isn't it? And so the disruption is in your, this is your travel and higher education. And higher education, you can think of the earth as the university of life, right? So it's talking about being more mature and not allowing other people to disrupt your path, kind of like not you know, being distracted from what you really want. We have the hangman here. So the hangman is talking about that balance. The hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge and he looks upside down. He's, you know, he's hanging upside down so that he can gain a totally different perspective. And this is like a happier one than this, that's for sure. The one you deserve is there. And the in my oracle, that is actually a dragonfly that is like upside down, kind of like on its front end. And it's sitting on an echinacea plant. Like echinacea flowers are really healing. And so it's talking about like that real healing energy. And I feel like it's healing your love life, that kind of energy. And we have surrender. Yeah, surrendering to God's plan. You're highly favored. You just have to, you know, if you want to have a good outcome, if you want to have a good future, you have to participate in it. You can't just, oh, okay, I'm highly favored and I'm just going to wish upon a star and I'm not going to do anything until that I have what I need. Well, you could be waiting your whole life. So this is saying that, you know, and the psychic energy is coming in. I think you're at night, your ancestors might have been like talking to you, and in your dreams. That's quite often what happens, usually between 2 and 4 in the morning. If the ancestors can't reach you, they can reach you better in a dream state. On the side note, if you wake up and you're trying to remember a dream, don't move, because if you don't physically move, you're more likely to be able to remember the dream. And you could even put a journal by your bed if you're noticing that you're having all these really strong dreams, that you could write it down right away. And then, because we think we'll remember, but it's like, it's like if you make a new password, because you can't remember the old one, and you think, oh, I'll remember this one, I don't need it to write it down. Then the next time you try to get in and you're like, oh, can't remember it again, kind of energy. And yes, we're talking about perception. I've got a little cat on my lap right now. She's been purring away, raising the vibration, very healing energy, cat's purr. And so this is talking about perhaps the person that you were with grew up, you know, a little bit, or you did. And, you know, you were really immature when you made a commitment, and you are now like, and got distracted, and the grass looked greener on the other side. And then you found out, oh, that was fake, that kind of energy. So yeah, this is a really good reading. I really enjoyed this, Taurus. A lot of information here for all of us to enjoy. Please do, you know, and learn from. Please do, and it looks like you're going to have a really good outcome here. Just keep your shift together. Please do like and comment. And if you know that song that's stuck in my head a whole lot, I love who sings that. I'm trying to remember. I'm sure when I Google it, I'll find it. you know, and just let me know down in the box below. I consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. It would be my honor if you did so. And bye for now. I will be doing another reading. I think I'm going to do some readings for special bonus readings for Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, Stella, I have to wake you up.